Great. Well, thank you, and thanks also for inviting us to be a part of this conversation. I'll share that I first kind of interacted with this type of thing with the community, the CF Leads framework. I was part of an Executive Leadership Institute, and we had all the building blocks, and we put all these dots all over them, red, green, and yellow, based on what we thought, and it was an incredibly useful exercise. And we all thought, we can use this internally, and we did. And what this tool is doing is turning it into a tool to use that with the scale. And so just kudos, because you said when you framed it, David, that you set out to really create a tool that's usable and to help identify areas of strength and areas for improvement. You nailed it. So very useful. So when I first, saw it, it was, oh, this is an even more useful tool to kind of put all of that work into practice. And what has been really, really helpful for us is that it gives us the way to frame the interactions both internally and externally. And what I mean by that is, as Deborah and David mentioned, community leadership is massive. It means so many things to different people. And so this gives us some common language when we are talking internally, when we're talking with our board, when we're talking with external stakeholders about what we really mean by that, and where we are and where we aspire to go. So that's what's really resonated with us most is that common language to have conversations and to ask good questions. So understanding, where we're strong and where we need to improve just as importantly, and add focus, and then what exactly to aspire to be and to dig in those areas. So that has kind of been our first impression, and our practical use of the tool is to use the language for interactions, so we're all on the same page. In terms of our engagement with the tool, what really struck me initially was the work around 2C and the commitment to DEI, and Simeon talked a lot about the being able to measure and rate and that kind of thing. And this is a particularly difficult area, as Deborah talked about too, to get your arms around. But this really stood out to us as, okay, the Community Foundation has been saying for years that equity is a priority, something we need to focus on. But it's, this gives us some common language to say, what does that mean? We want to be better. What does it mean to be better? Where do we need to focus our attention? And so this has been really helpful for us to say where we are and where we want to go. In the past couple of months, we set up a board task force that's turning into a standing committee, and been able to wrestle with all of these things to say, are we all on the same page about what we mean by having a commitment to DEI? And from there, where do we go? So that's been one of our really early engagements with the tool. Another one I'll add is around the business model questions, and that has become a key part of a current strategic plan that we're a part of, and again, that we're doing. And again, it's this notion of community leadership, so important and so massive, and that has given us mainly internally the right questions and framing to talk about how it can and should be part of the business model, not just kind of the things that we do, but because it's sometimes so hard to measure, how do we start building it into our measurement? So that's been really useful as well.